Saba, Saba. Look. A rat with sharp teeth.
Super, thanks for asking. We're here at Supercar Sunday, and once again, the Perelman family's phobia of automobiles, those evil antichrist cars like Christine, are out here, and I am committing a crime. It's guilt by association with Christine. Okay, so, and I'm also schizophrenic for making a joke, because you're not allowed to write papers at Calabasas High in 1987 about curves and cars and women, associating curves to cars, female curves to cars, alluding to women, because that is a crime, because you might like women. You might go out, you might date women, and that is a crime. Kevin's kind is not allowed to date women according to the Perelman family and their judicial and police friends. With schizophrenia, it's obviously it's progressing here. It started from lack of eyebrow hairs, then into schizophrenia, then into obsession, then into agoraphobia, because I did practice with that wrestler at Agora, so agoraphobia, right? It'll just keep switching and switching and switching. Kevin's filming people. Of course, Kevin is filming the people provoking him and harassing him. I will admit that, because what are you told when being stalked and provoked? You should document everything. But ironically, that's what the police tell everyone except Kevin Perelman. The story changes when it's Kevin Perelman. It's then, this guy's crazy because he bought a security camera for his house. Weird. Like billions of cameras are sold per year, and the police are like, good for you. Oh, Kevin Perelman, you gotta, and remember, some of these illegal paid off trials with the paid off judges to stalk and hunt with worldwide groups and police officers like Dincy. We have some new ones on the list here. We got Dincy, we got Linton, we got Norris, we got 50 years of this, rotating police officers. And isn't it interesting that everything that is okay for everyone else is not okay for Kevin Perelman? Everything. Dating women, buying cars, working on cars, taking auto shop courses, going to college. You took a forensics class at Southern Oregon State College, so you think you're a police officer, so we have to remove you from society, right? So anyways, ironically, let's throw in a little sarcasm, because I'm going to commit the sarcasm crime here. We're at Supercar Sunday. That means that you can only have classic cars, right? You can only bring classic cars. That Porsche isn't a classic. That's like probably within 10 years, right? Or what about this Shelby 5 GT 500 KR? That's not a classic car. So all these people are committing the same criminal activity as Kevin Perelman, showing that they are criminals just like me, and they're all supposedly drug dealers too, because if Kevin Perelman in 1988 is working on a 1971 Barracuda and he buys a 426 Hemi from Pineapple Joe, which ironically was actually originally a 454 with aluminum heads, but Pineapple Joe from Hawaii Racing throws in the bait and switch, and then all of a sudden Ron Perelman's saying Kevin's crazy and he's gonna hurt himself or others, so I'm gonna work with the police to make up lies. Kevin stole $10,000 from me, and what was the other one? Actually, it was worded a little different. It was worded that Mike Huntley stole Alexander's $10,000 check, but he was trying to invoke reactions. There was something going on, I'm trying to remember. Let's see, 426 Hemi, the lies about 10,000, and there was something else he was working with the police to lock me away. Now you're saying, if you're a third person, you're gonna say, well, why are you stalking your 5-year-old? Why are you, or your 16-year-old? Why are you mad at him for going out and being innovative and passionate and driven to do things? Nothing's happened yet. Nothing's even come close to happening. So why are you mad? The only path is to go to med school and become an orthopedic surgeon and hunt and kill children, right? And then you're a good person. Okay, so anyways, I think the moral of the story here is what's acceptable for everyone else is not acceptable for Kevin Perelman. But where things really fall down the cracks is why is an entire planet taking part in this, that you're not allowed anywhere, and you're not allowed to associate with people, and you're not allowed to date women, and you're not allowed to have friends, and you're not allowed to go to social groups, and you're not allowed to go to college, or we're going to stalk you with teachers and professors. But you need to get help, and I want you to have a good life, so you know you're not allowed to go out and have the same life as everyone else, or we're going to get together with everyone and keep throwing you in jail and lock you away and come up with lame, hinty idea of reference excuses. You stole my property, you stole my house, hints about threes, hints about twos, hints about fives, hints about children, hints about daily death threats, this, that, and you don't talk or we kill you is the final conclusion here, which, better yet, we're gonna hunt you and kill you with unheard of psychological warfare tactics starting at 5, and you don't talk or we kill you. And it's just a game and a joke because the guy supposedly suffers from mental illness and is a schizophrenic, even though every motherfucker knows I'm not, especially Charles Sean Dinsey. Oh hey, how's the 240Z? It's over there? Cool. Everyone knows I'm not, so they're just joking, but how far are you gonna take the psychotic joke, especially if you're making someone sicker and sicker and sicker and he's ending up in jail? And what are some of these death threats by Jason Perelman in 1988? Me and my friends put a teacher in a mental institution. We're gonna put you in a mental institution. Haha, I didn't get it then, and it was actually, once again, directed at me. That was for jumping in the way of him swinging a crowbar at Greg Waugh, but you could tell that the family was telling him to do all these things because when he goes out and does all his road rage shit and everything else, the world's told it's me, right? And then the family is adamant that everyone's other things need to be pinned on me and my fault, to the point that you're saying there's an agenda here, right? Especially if it's jumping from circle to circle in different states, with like Kelly Hatch following me up to Southern Oregon State College, and judges trying to coerce false confessions that I need to admit I either did something to Kelly Hatch or I'm crazy. But in retrospect, just like Corey Bixby and everyone else, nothing ever happened, except Kevin's being bullied to death with unheard of psychological warfare tactics to execute him at all costs. Okay, so what is Charles Sean Dinsey and Linton and the worldwide no relaxing for you nigger? And that, remember that starts because I kissed a black girl at 8 years old, and the family, just like cars, flipped their lid, and Kevin needs to die for what he did. So when Ron Perelman's saying, you know what you did, but I'm not gonna tell you, it's like, you kissed a black girl. Us Jewish people don't do that. Now, I'm not concerned with Ron Perelman. I'm concerned with why the black community has been hunting me my entire life, like Damon Reagan, 16, with his IROC Z, and you ruined my life because you work on cars and I'm a lazy, fucking worthless piece of shit and don't work on cars, right? As if it's some kind of competition out of a movie like The Wraith or Bride Wars. And then we have the tactic with the women with like Alexis Amore, and I guess Kira Noir, I guess, has been working side by side with Alexis Amore. But before that, it was Jada Fire, right? So Kira Noir, black, Alexis Amore, Jada Fire, black. You killed Jada Fire. Your kind doesn't go to coffee shops. I'm working with black coffee shop employees and all other employees to stalk and hunt you. Look what he did now. Look what he did now. And what's it really about? Well, it's about covering up. It's a cover-up of 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 a cover-up, all the way down to 5 years old. Whatever they're protecting that goes up to the top of the government, and government flag and kill operations, or things like how do we control people by shocking them to death with mental illness tactics if they don't approve, not because they're doing anything wrong. See, everyone here is doing the same things. They're not being thrown in jail over and over and saying you're a drug dealer. How did you afford this engine or this car? How did you afford it? Well, you know, we don't have any information on any level, but you know, I think so. I'm gonna hunt you and kill you with everyone I know. And you're gonna say, well, that's unheard of. Okay, maybe one person, you know, going crazy. Like maybe my father goes crazy and he pulls out his 357 and starts shooting at you. Oh, that was the other thing. My father working with LAPD to put bullet holes in his 300E Mercedes and say, look, Kevin's crazy and we don't know what he'll do next. And the opinion, the mere opinion, look, you've been lied to. Lied about what? You're schizophrenic, you're crazy. Of course, everyone worldwide knows me and we can't get... Look, I'm calling the fucking bluff here with your poker faces, okay, right? And really, so what's this about? That Kevin Perelman does not talk, or he's going to be hunted and killed with untraditional idea of reference tactics and thrown in jail with paid off corrupt judges and people in the jail cell trying to figure out to make something, Kevin's death or disappearance, look like, you know, it's just a fucked up situation, you know. Kevin made the wrong choices in life and he ended up dead. That's sort of what the Perelman family's trying to do. Because as we damn well know, it is very rare I'm even sticking to the expensive Porsches here, that these people are drug dealers. It is extremely rare that these people are drug dealers to buy their cars or get into hobbies or anything else. And that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard, just like Anita Perelman and Arnold Silber trying to say I'm trying to steal my own property. They say is their property, right? Okay, my property, whose name is the deed in? Is it in Arnold Silber's name or is it in Kevin Perelman's name? Okay, we don't need to go. Anyone here or anyone else can go to the LA County Assessor's Office and pull up that public paperwork. There does not need to be a worldwide, Kevin, I think you stole property and I think you're a liar and you're just go get the public record. If you're that sick in the head and obsessed, obsessed psychotic murderer, go, and a stalker that they're trying to reverse onto me, go get the fucking public paperwork and its dispute is over. Now, how come each one of these hundreds of thousands of lies since 5 years old instantly goes worldwide to launch a worldwide mental bashing, to bash someone's skull in without physically touching them or shock them to death? Ron Perelman putting a shock collar on his dog Rhoda, I'm gonna say 88, Rhoda, the Rhodesian Ridgeback, and that links to all these different things that don't make sense based on idea of reference schizophrenia tactics like Rhodey Morales and hinting about cars and weird things like this that make absolutely no sense on any level. And you know, we're trying to just steer you towards a good life, but what is the ideal life? Okay, when you're demanding perfection, what is the ideal life? Jewish people don't work on cars. Jewish people don't date women with tattoos. They don't date brunettes. What is someone's perception of a perfect life? It's gonna be, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, okay? If Anita Perelman thinks that a perfect life is getting an art therapy degree and sitting in an office going, you know, how are you today? Tell me about your feelings. How does that make you feel? Well, then that's her idea of a perfect life. But nobody's throwing judgments on her like she's doing to me. And then nobody's riling up the masses to hunt them and execute them. And this is where it's falling. It's not the I think, because that is one of Anita Perelman's gripes, is that I mouthed off to her when I was 14. Who cares what people think and fuck you? And she flipped her lid because I said fuck you to her, lashing out in anger and rage. Well, you know, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. He's dead, right? Okay, so what's it really about? Well, I'm gonna give you one word. H-A-T-E, hate. Okay, I hate this person. How can I make him disappear? Okay, and that's the entire Perelman family. And you can try to justify, after that word, I have the right to stalk you and hunt you and make you look crazy because, hey everyone, he did this, so I have the right to do it. Hey everyone, he did that, so I have the right to do it. Hey everyone, he's a schizophrenic and thinks he's a race car driver. We need to, well, you can't justify stalking and hunting and trying to execute people. The bottom line is, if you don't understand anyone or someone, you just don't talk to them and you stay away, right? Okay, so, but you can't justify, well, Kevin, we're stalking and hunting you because you're out of, Mike Huntley, you're too out of control for California, you had better live a careful life, I think you might. Well, you can't justify stalking. You can't justify killing people. I think you're crazy. I think you're a schizophrenic, so I'm gonna hunt you and kill you or eradicate you. Or me and my friends are gonna put a teacher in a mental institution. Okay, but why can't you go out and live your own life? Why aren't they capable of living their own life? That is the definition of stalking. Calling people crazy and stalking them, or calling people a stalker and stalking them. Okay, Alexis Amore states, you're a stalker, you're a stalker. I spoke with your brother, you're a stalker, you're crazy, you're a pathetic loser, whatever. And her definition of a stalker is probably, you know, I mean, what is, she was a porn star, right? So what is her job is to lure men into their lives and steal their money and or try to manipulate men. And her vision of someone who is or isn't a stalker is someone who won't kiss their ass, right? Okay, so once again, she can have whatever views with Jada Fire and Kira Noir and all the rest, whatever views they want about men, but remember, we're talking about people who are incapable of relationships and use men for money, and they're allowed to have whatever view in life they want, provided they're not out killing people or trying to execute or eradicate people over it. That's the point, that we are all allowed to be whoever we want, provided we don't do anything to anyone else. Anita Perelman, Ron Perelman are allowed to be miserable, bigoted, racist, miserable people, provided they don't pay off people to stalk their child or hunt their child or fearmonger worldwide groups to stalk and hunt, stopping them from having a normal life or any life out of hate. Okay, that's it. Supercar Sunday, that's a short one. It's a short one. Super, thanks for asking. By the way, if you don't know what that is, because I deal with a lot of idiots that instantly jump to conclusions and don't take the time to understand the joke, that is Big Gay Al from South Park. Okay. So once again, I've just committed 50 crimes. I videoed. I'm associating guilt by associating with hot rods or cool cars, and I'm also videoing me and other people. Some of these death threats. What was it? Officer Toro, 2013. If you ever take a picture of a person, I will exercise the law in my own way. Where's that coming from? I don't know. I get into studio photography. Aubrey Fisher's paid off to me to have me killed with the Rodeo Morales, trying to plant the LAPD drugs in my house. And I don't talk or they kill me. And you're also not allowed at any public place, especially coffee shops. Aubrey Fisher following me to Encino Starbucks, trying to play victim because I sneezed or something and had the flu. And working with Jason Perelman and the Perelman family and Officer Toro, and that's really when the black community started showing their true colors out of their hate for me, and they're trying to nitpick my artwork because art is a crime too, says the art therapist mother. But everyone else's art worldwide is fine, right? Go figure. All right, so it's not personal, it's about art. No, it's personal. All right, so that's it. Super, thanks for asking. Yes, Big Gay Al, if you're too stupid to understand, because what they'll do is they'll say Kevin's belittling people, and right? All right, so that's it. So if you come to Supercar Sunday, oh yeah, and it's also about meeting women, right? That's why I'm here. Of course, I have cars that everyone got together to destroy, but it's about women. Right. All right, so that's it. Oh yeah, and one last thing. One of the biggest crimes here, I guess a Jewish person is drinking coffee or buying coffee. I don't know. You tell me what that's about.